G'day, Harry, Brett. It's the Tap and Go live from Little Laneway in Melbourne, mate. And I'm going to have to challenge my my camera work here. This is all me. I'm not very good at this.
How's it, man? It's an underrated skill. No, it looks good. It's that kind of an alleyway with some pubs and grubs.
Yeah, heap of coffee shops behind me. Yeah, it's a little bit more activity going on in Melbourne today. I've seen a lot more red around. I popped into a little merch shop, sports shop, just around the corner here, and there was a heap of Lions fans in there, all in their kit, but trying on new kit. I said to them, "Are you guys running out of kit already? Are you stocking up?" And one of them said, "Just saves washing."
No, that's cool. This is it. Obviously, it's a decider, but also I have noticed how much the Lions fans do wear Lions kit, which is phenomenal.
Yes, all of them, all the time. And actually, what I'm seeing today is, and Jeff and I noticed this in Brisbane last week as well. Friday seems to be the day that the previous tour gear comes out. So there's a lot of, not so much 2021, but there's a lot of 2017, 2013 gear out. And so you'd spot the old jersey. We saw a 2001 jersey while we were out having lunch last week. So yeah, it looks like the 2025 tour kit is saved for match day tomorrow. But there is a lot more of it out today than was the case yesterday.
Yeah, and the red's quite different. Over the years, when you put the red on the red, I was watching some YouTube from old Lions matches, and it's really remarkable how different that red has been from time to time.
It's a lot more vibrant, a lot more deeper this year, no doubt, no doubt. What do you got for me? What's your first question? Fire away, mate.
Tap and go. First question, and I'll kind of expand this a little bit. It's not just lost by injury, but lost by card. So who would be the biggest loss were they to lose a player to an early injury or an early card in test number 2?
For the Wallabies or for both?
You go Wallabies, I'll go Lions.
Okay. For the Wallabies, it would. I was tempted to say Fraser McWright, but I actually think it would probably be Rob Valentini if it was a first half injury or card that loses a lot of momentum in that first 40 minutes, particularly if they'd managed to get a little bit of momentum early on. I think losing Valentini at any point before, prescribed, replacement period would be really harmful for the Wallabies, I think.
Especially since he has been portrayed right or wrongly as the solution to the problem.
No pressure, Rob.
And immediately go out. Like, what if those first 6 carries are just kind of so-so? For the Lions, I would say Captain Maro Itoje, alpha male. I think the reason why it's not Finn Russell, for example, is that they have Owen now to save him. Everyone just seems to have a guy who can come in behind him. But Maro Itoje is sort of on this tour the only real, what I would call 80-minute lock. Some of the worst Lions moments have been when he's not been playing, and he just seems to he's become the captain. So I'll go with Maro.
Yeah, that's probably a fair point. It feels like he's grown into the captaincy. Like he's you've mentioned the doco series, and I caught up on the latest one of that when Henry Pollock and Josh Van der Fleer swimming out in the Whitsundays and all that. Itoje has a much more central leadership role, it feels like, at the moment.
I think he's found his voice, and he's emoting. And I just think his particular brand of play, with Joe McCarthy out already, if you lose another big power lock up against Skelton and those guys, I think it's trouble.
Yeah, it's a good shout. What do you think the absolute non-negotiables are for the Wallabies this test? What do they have to get right? What can they not do? I'm trying to avoid double negatives.
I think it's mentals. I think what the Wallabies have to do, this is going to sound very strange, they must not think they're equal to the Lions. They must not play like they're equal. They must not approach this like, if we do what we can do, then you could. No, I think they have to literally think we are underdogs. I went sort of cap by cap, and the most stark difference is 206 caps for the fly-offs that are named for the Lions against 20 for the Wallabies. So sort of absorb that and play as if that were true. Play as if you were the club team in your city where you're not supposed to win, and play with that kind of wild abandon. Don't worry too much. Don't try to not commit the error, because if you're just playing that way, I think it's going to be a polite loss. I think you can put the Lions on the back foot by doing something kind of strange and just keep doing it.
And we've seen this through the Waratahs, the Brumbies, the First Nations game on Tuesday night. If you just readily accept the underdog status, it actually gives you a little bit of freedom to play and disrupt and just be an absolute pain in the ass for them. So, I think there's something in that. Yeah, that's not a bad shout. Yeah, nice one. What else you got? What's the last one?
Question 3 is rugby is always about mismatches. What mismatch is each team seeking to exploit?
Oh, good question. I reckon I think the Lions will be lining up to run at Lenny Kitau's inside and outside shoulders so that they can suck Tom Liner out, Joseph Suaalii in, and then exploit the gaps either side of them. So it's a bit of a double play there, I think. But that's what I'd be doing if I was the Lions. The Wallabies, I almost think they've got to try and exploit the possible on-ball pilfer. The difference between Curry and McWright, and particularly now with Valentini coming in, Wilson's always been pretty handy there, but Valentini adds to that. So I think I'll be trying to exploit Curry there, and see whether you can start getting him pinged for holding onto the ball. See if you can get him pinged for not releasing in the tackle and all that sort of stuff. But even around that ruck area, start just standing there screaming. Jake Gordon needs to watch old tapes of George Gregan, to stand there with your arms in the air, just going, they're offside. Come on, and do that from the first minute. That's like, I think the possible exploitations are going to be, fine margins. So find one that works early and just keep going on it.
Yeah, my Lions mismatch was exactly the same as yours. On the Wallabies side, I think aerials. I think they want to have more matches in the air, more one-on-ones in the air, more outside, maybe even some cross kicks. It might be for a guy like Tom Liner, who has a nice kick on him, but hasn't even been able to sort of break free and play. I would probably set him up with some of those plays designed, because then it'll make him feel at home in the test. And if he pulls off one of them, he's gonna find his swagger, because he's the guy up against two Astros.
And that's a good shout. And we've certainly talked about that the Wallabies had good pay in Brisbane out of their kicking game, but they didn't do it enough. So get more up for Jorgensen to chase, for Potter to chase. Tom Wright's decent in the air. Get Suaalii obviously in the air as well, but they're going to have to chase it very well as well. So that's not a bad little shout there. I don't mind that. It's going to be really interesting now, isn't it? Like, both teams are out. They're going to have basically 2 full days to pick holes in them. Now the fun starts, doesn't it?
Yep. I've been running this thing around in my head over and over, and I think it's still the Lions to lose. But I do think with the rain that's forecast, that can really change things. That
can bring the two teams closer together, no doubt.
Bring the score down, and I think if the score can stay low, it's actually weirdly better for the Wallabies. You would think it'd be the
no doubt.
I think they just got to keep it sort of 17-11, 17-15, 20, 13, that kind of score. And if it's a race to score 30, I think the Lions win.
Yes, because they could do that inside 55 minutes. But you're right, if they can keep the scoreboard low, then Look, I think as we say, embrace the underdog. All the pressure's on the Lions. The expectation is that they will seal the series this weekend and win it comfortably. Well, just prove that's not going to be the case.
That's it.
Embrace the underdog. So it's all going to be about those. It's all going to be about those exploiting those potential weaknesses, isn't it?
Well, listen, man, have fun out there. Exploit some potential weaknesses in that alley in Melbourne. Meet some Scots and Welsh. One thing I'm looking forward to is the roar that will come up when Jack Morgan takes the field, and the Welsh, I understand, are there in their thousands. How good will they feel when their boy goes on? It's going to be great.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Can't wait to get to it, mate. We will talk again immediately post-match for the second test post-mortem.
All right, cheers.